He is unlikely to be missed by the refereeing community given the way he has harangued and yelled at match officials over the years. Some of his touchline behavior, in Germany as well as in England, has been extremely unedifying. Any journalist who has spent much time in his company can cite instances when they've seen him fly off the handle at the most innocuous of questions. Sometimes his responses border on the unpleasant. Sometimes they go beyond. He is far from the only highly successful manager with overbearing, antagonistic tendencies. It can sometimes feel as if a short fuse and an acid tongue are prerequisites for managing at the top echelon of the game. Those as calm and restrained as Carlo Ancelotti, for example, are the exception. A manager is still a human being, and we are all weak in parts, Klopp said in 2017 after being criticized for yelling in the face of fourth official Neil Swarbrick during a game against Chelsea. We all know football is not the most important thing, but try telling us that in this moment. In contrast to his tactics, team selection, and general management, this is something that is frequently pulled up. But he seems unconcerned by what referees and media pundits think. "I'm not interested in who judges me," he said a few years back. "God judges me one day, and that is the only thing I am interested in. What other people say about me, I couldn't be less interested." Religion is something he references from time to time. Growing up in Glatton, he was encouraged to follow his mother's and grandmother's Protestant faith rather than his father's Catholicism, but he showed little interest. He found the way back alone in adulthood, as he told the Daily Telegraph in a 2018 interview. He did so partly in response to his father's death in 2000. It was a support after his mother, who he says meant everything to me, died in 2021. "Being a Christian gives me a few rules," he said. "Being a Protestant is nice. It leaves a few doors open. It's obviously not that dogmatic." He is not evangelical about his beliefs, but he sees them as part of the person he has become as he has found his way in the world. Klopp is a football romantic. Unlike some managers, he couldn't tell you how many trophies he has won. It's 13-5 at Dortmund and 8 at Liverpool, including a Community Shield. He would tell you more about the near misses, of which there have been plenty, but above all, he would talk about the memories he and his players created for each other and for their supporters. "This is one thing about football that people don't always understand," he said in his Players Tribune article in 2019. "The results you forget. You get them all mixed up. But those boys and that time in my life and those little stories, I will never forget them." Every connection he has had in professional football, 11 years as a player and another 7 as a coach at Mainz, 7 at Dortmund, 8.5 at Liverpool, has been an enduring love affair. His departures from Mainz and Dortmund were highly emotional occasions, barely a dry eye in the house. It will be the same at Anfield on Sunday. A powerful celebration tinged with real sadness that this is the end of a beautiful, exhilarating journey which, even if it didn't end where they wanted this season, gave them unforgettable adventures and experiences. As he says, not just the results and the stories, but the feelings and the memories. Liverpool will try to create more of those under Arne Slot once his arrival from Dutch club Feyenoord is confirmed. As for Klopp, he says he needs a break and has no desire to work for the next 12 months. He has promised his wife as much, having cut short his post-Dortmund sabbatical in 2015 because he felt the Liverpool job was too good to resist. So what will he do when he leaves Liverpool? Maybe he will pause, Ingo says. This is what he says, that he will do 1 year of nothing, of relaxing. I read in the paper that his wife Ola said he has to learn to dance and cook, although Jurgen said if he has to do these things, he thinks he might prefer to work. An extended period of downtime beckons. Other than those 4.5 months after he left Dortmund, it promises to be his first extended break since he started playing for Mainz as a teenager. Those close to him expect him to take a series of holidays, some exotic, some not, to play a lot of tennis and padel, and to watch a lot of football without any of the angst that comes when you are emotionally invested in the outcome. There is a strange thing about a football manager's life. Liverpool has been his home for the past 8.5 years. Before that, Dortmund was home for 7 years. Even for someone who has been a long-term presence at 3 clubs, it can be hard to put down roots. Media reports in Germany suggest he and Ola are having a house built near the spa town of Wiesbaden, not far from Mainz. They will spend weeks at a time on the Spanish island of Mallorca, where they are having another house built. Glatten hasn't been home since he was a teenager. He has been back on only a handful of occasions over the past decade and more. One such occasion came, by popular demand, after he led Dortmund to the Bundesliga title in 2011. There was a question and answer session on stage in front of a huge crowd. He picked out familiar faces, mentioned them by name, and made them feel special. Ever the mention finger. But the best moments for Klopp came away from the cameras. Time with his mother, with his sisters and various friends, like Ingo and Hartmut Rath, who represent a permanent link with his idyllic childhood, and their father Ulrich, his first coach. Ulrich Rath looks overcome with pride when he remembers it. He is close to tears when he recalls his 75th birthday and the surprise of a video call from Klopp. The boy he had coached all those years ago had never forgotten him. And he will never forget Jurgen Norbert Klopp, the normal guy from the Black Forest, with an extraordinary capacity to win hearts and minds and give people the best times of their lives.